Alright guys, QQQ, this is from Wednesday. This should look very familiar. I walked through this one pretty easy too. This wasn't anything crazy. But remember, I want to walk through a few things and why I was actually looking to go long on it. Um, First and foremost, I really don't trade patterns, but I mean, this was clear as day. We had like this cup and handle formation with the sell-off coming like that, right? So I was already looking for the dip on the handle, and I was able to determine where the handle was, okay, by drawing our fibs. If we take it from our swing low to where our swing high was, right, it was right around here. Now, if I end up removing some of these things here, let's get rid of this, let's get rid of that, right? We can see this perfectly tapped into the 0.5, which is our discount, right? Ideally, I would have probably have gotten more time, right around the 618, but really all it did was come down, hit this the 0.5, get discounted, right? And then buyers ended up stepping in, and then all I was looking for from there was it trying to get back above this weekly level here. You guys can see this was initially a gap as well, and obviously it had been filled at that point, but this is still a really key level on the chart. So 40609 was the very key pivot here, and you guys can see now, right? Tapped into our discount array, bounced off of it, pushed up to our 406. It did reject, and I'm not looking to take calls here. Instead, I was waiting for it to kind of pull back and get a higher low. Remember, we want to take things on higher lows with our structure change. This ended up pulling back down, and this is where we can draw two different things now, right? So we end up drawing our fib from low one more time to high, right? You wouldn't use this high because this is like the new high that we just established. So now we get this look pretty familiar to a lot of you guys, where we end up having our discount array here now, right, which is our 618 to our 0.5. This ends up pulling down very nicely into the 618. I think I took my entry either here or here. I can't remember. I didn't really go red on this position, but I think it was like there. And I risked the low of day, right? And then we were targeting the bear gap, right? The bear gap was up here. So we were looking for a yeah, 4R trade. I do remember this. And of course, I told everybody I went pretty heavy on this one and ended up having 6 grand in the position. And we got a really nice move up and through this level. The candles never closed below the 618. And obviously, we had a very nice markup. We ended up hitting like a triple top at that spot, but it came down, mitigated very well. Once again, very low volume for the sell-off, and then we had very high volume for the breakout here through the equal highs or the triple top, and then we pushed for a pretty nice gain. I think going into the close, we ended up having like a 80%, 70% win. Obviously, I trimmed on the break of the high, and then I trimmed in the close. I had 2 runners left, and then we ended up gapping up towards the major resistance here on the weekly at 411.20, and I closed my final 2 contracts at the open and into this spike here. I think I went 180% at the open, and I closed, I want to say, full at like 200%. It was pretty hard. It's hard to gauge exactly what your percentage is when you click market at the open. But yeah, really nice win. And obviously, now you guys saw the other portion of this. I ended up trading SPY short following this. So technically I caught this move down here. But I used SPY because SPY was a little bit cleaner in terms of a short side setup. But that is pretty much all the trades from this week that ended up doing really well. As you guys know, I did try to take Tesla with a 1 contract trade. I don't think that's anything I should recap, right? I mean, you guys kind of know why I took Tesla early in the week. It was really, where was it off of? It was off this previous day low, and we ended up getting, I think it was a nice move initially, right? Yeah, we got this gap up here, and then obviously it's kind of sold down today. I was up this morning about 15 to 17% on this move here, but of course we slid back down, failed the previous day low range, or I guess technically this is the weekly low. And I just closed this out for like a 28% loss on 1 con. I lost like 60 bucks, but I don't think it's really worth a recap just because I didn't have full position size on it. It was something I was hoping we would get a gap over 217 with, something like this, right? We get a push up here and then kind of make our way to 220, potentially that 225. That would have been sick with 1 contract, and that would have been, I think I said like 250 bucks for 1 contract or a $60 loss. I'll take those odds any day. It just didn't work. So that was the Tesla recap tied into the QQQ trade with a nice PD array, right? So we had a premium discount array. Obviously, we took the discounted side of that and was just really patient, understood our levels very well. This was a very clean trade. I love this one a lot, using both intraday fibs and using our macro fibs to understand where that handle would be from. on the daily time frame, and then targeting very, very well, making sure our multiples were in alignment. You know, it was overall a sick trade. So yeah, that was the trade from Wednesday, and then obviously we have Friday tomorrow. We'll see if we trade tomorrow, but yeah, I just wanted to recap these while they were still fresh on the brain. And yeah, hopefully you guys caught this, man. I know a lot of you guys did, so congratulations.